Andy Airy getting ready to do the 130-mile Anglesey coastal path in 8 days. His fourth walk with 3 dads walking, because one of the other dads now has a house there and it's shown a problem similar to Cumbria. Mental health support is different in rural areas.
And specifically highlight HOPELINE247, because in the rural area that HOPELINE may be the only resource that somebody in crisis, a young person in crisis, actually can have. We need to, well, firstly make sure that people know about it. When we first got involved with Papyrus, it used to run from 9 o'clock in the morning till midnight, and partly through some of the money that we raised on the first 2 walks, it enabled Papyrus to open it up to a 24/7 service. But like many charities at the moment, Papyrus are suffering from a bit of a tail-off in donations. And one of the things that's under threat is that 24/7 nature of the HOPELINE. You know, last year, in the period between midnight and 9 o'clock in the morning, the team took 12,000 calls. 12,000 calls between midnight and 9 o'clock. So it's absolutely vital that we raise funds again and make sure that service keeps running for people in those darkest hours.
But if the point is that it's harder and harder for charities to get that money, and this is the 4th walk that you've done, you're asking for donations, did you think of doing something weird and wonderful like a skydive?
Well, we thought of all these kind of different things, but we can't run, we're too old for that. The one thing we can do is keep walking, and the critical thing about that is it's not just the walking, it's the walking and talking, because you engage with so many people literally along the way. It's such a powerful way of actually getting out that message of hope. And in many cases, they've said, either help me save my own life or you've helped me save my child's life.
They've so far raised £1.5 million for Papyrus, the suicide prevention charity, after losing their own daughters to suicide. But they know they're probably asking the same people for donations, so they've set a target of £30,000. But their schools campaign continues. The last government committed to putting suicide prevention on the curriculum. They're not compulsory, as they'd like.
But it's kind of got stalled again. It's sitting on the Secretary of State for Education's desk. So in early July, we've been invited down to speak to the Prime Minister again, but also with Bridget Phillipson, Secretary of State for Education. So I've got to say we're quite hopeful that they're inviting us down to say something positive, because we can't imagine we're going to sit in front of them and they're going to say we aren't going to do anything with this. They're just massively frustrated that it's taken such a long time. But what we've learned is the machinery of government works very slowly. We've met so many ministers who've said to us, just keep going. We'll keep asking the same question. If suicide's the biggest killer of our young people, why don't we talk to them about it?
You have remembered your daughters admirably, but is there almost a fear that you can't let them be forgotten? I mean, is any amount of change going to be enough for you to hang up your boots?
Never is the straight answer. We remember our girls, Sophie, Beth and Emily, every day. That doesn't go away. But it's not just the memory of our girls that keeps us going. If you can make a difference to one other family from coming down this route, you do it all again. So
they'll set off again on the 14th of June, talking and raising funds so there's someone you can talk to 24 hours a day. Fiona Marley-Patterson, ITV News, near Penrith.